or if you're just flipping through the channels, stop what you're doing. Do not touch that remote, because we have right now, like, a phenomenal way for everyone to come on into our wonderful world of Sevilla Silver, come on into the world of genuine gemstone beads. Don't even worry about the fit, because these are all stretch, and literally at the most incredible price ever. So the Amazonite that you saw in the close-up shot is gone. But what we have, a few left in the rose quartz. I love this beautiful rose quartz. The onyx, listen, I'm all about the onyx, because there are colors in the world. There's black, and then there are a couple of other colors, but black works with everything. And then, you know, I'm wearing, it's a beautiful like aubergine, which is such an important color for fall. We even have it in this beautiful amethyst that brings out that deep, intense saturation of the purple. And then you get in the center, not just a cultured pearl, but every one of them different. So if you are buying more than one, Bill, they will all have their own distinctive personalities. Oh, and $4.
So I'll tell you, in the world of design, Bobbi, as you can imagine, so the idea for the bracelet came from an assortment, a collection of biwa pearls. The pearls, which are often referred to as Baroque. Baroque simply means that they're irregular in nature and form, but they're not irregular like it's a bad thing. They're irregular like they're unique. They all have their own little like genealogy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they take a little fragment of flesh from an oyster in, believe it, the Mississippi River. And then they import that to China, and they put, because the conditions in China are right to grow the pearl. And the pearls grow into these unique shapes. But then they decided, okay, what are we gonna do with those pearls? And they found these beautiful 8 to 9 millimeter beads that are all individually laser drilled in onyx, amethyst, and rose quartz, and separated them with these little beads, these caviar beads of silver. It makes for such a great statement, so much so that Colleen picked it out to be on the list. It was one of her lead.
And it flew.
It was crazy. We brought it back for holiday. Here you go. This is what's left.
And here's what's left. So Chris, can you let me know what we have left? The rose quartz, I don't think we have a lot remaining, so we'll try to give you an update on both. One would be fabulous, because I think we're fewer. Yeah, I'll make sure to let you know exactly what I have left, because in the case of this bracelet, it's something you really need to know. And I think we even started off with only a couple of hundred in the onyx and in the amethyst. But there's a close-up shot, so you see the bead detailing in each one, genuine gemstone beads overall with just a magnificent size to them as well. And every single one of these done on a stretch bracelet, so you have the comfort to go with it. Okay, the rose quartz, there's only 76 left in the rose quartz. Okay, 300, that's nothing. So 300 left in the onyx and 300 left in the amethyst. So that's all we have. I mean, that's a very limited quantity. And to me, when you get through, I'd pick up at least one of each at this.
And very quickly, it's called Magic Stretch. It's a very heavy tensile strength jeweler's elastic, so it's not gonna pop and go flying across the room, all right? You just roll it on over your hand and you're good to go.
Okay, so we also have coming up for everyone right after the break, another, oh look at